Here's an interview from one of our past shows on Rock and Metal Revival. If you're interested in hearing full shows, go to our Facebook page and check out our list of affiliates for times and places where you can hear Rock and Metal Revival.
There's the latest single from Red Reign. It's called No Peace, No Love from their upcoming album, Don't Look Back. And on the phone with us today is Red Reign's founding member and drummer, Sammy-Lee. Welcome back to the Revival, Sammy.
Hey, I appreciate you speaking to you guys again. Thanks for having me back.
It is great having you. Now, Sammy, one of the things that I've always enjoyed about Red Reign over the years is that you guys keep that 80s sound but also have a modern feel to your music. And I can really hear that in the title track. And I also hear a very familiar sounding guitar on there. How did you get George Lynch to be part of this project?
It's a great story. So, you know, when obviously when COVID hit and everything shut down, we were writing the new album, and I didn't tell the guys in the band, I didn't tell Chip, I didn't tell anybody that I had this plan. So I called the only guy that I knew that could help me, which is Neely from the Classic Metal Show.
Oh, nice.
And Chris, because they know those Dockin boys.
Oh, yeah.
And Neely and I just started talking, and I said, look, man, you know, I've known Neely 20-plus years, and I don't like to ask for those kind of favors, but I was like, listen, this is what I'm thinking. And Neely was so gracious. He just said, done. I'll get this done. And he did. And he talked to George for us and got him on board, and we're so thankful. And that tune couldn't have turned out any better, in my opinion, because he did everything we asked for and then some.
Well, you know, it's better than having George play on there than have Neely and Chris sing on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, that was an option. I'll be honest with you, Red, that was an option. But no, we went with door number 3, which was George.
Nice. So how did George contribute? I mean, did you guys send him the files and then he just soloed over the whole thing and you used what parts of it you wanted, or did you have it all done and just put a solo in this spot here?
Right. That's a great question, because it's funny you say that, because that's exactly what he did. And so let me explain that. So we had gone. We were already in the studio. We had already laid the tracks down for Don't Look Back. We weren't 100% finished with everything that we thought before we would send to George, if that makes sense. Then we get an email, which I was so lucky enough to be copied on. And George had all of a sudden popped on the email and said, hey, guys, I really want to do this, but something's come up. I got to do this, like, today. And we were like, oh wow. So, David Ivory, who's our producer, was busy, and Chip was busy, so I took the reins like an idiot, because it wasn't exactly what everybody wanted. But the short of the story, because it's way long, is George was really hired to play the lead. That was really what we had talked about. But I actually ended up on a phone call with George, and he was asking me what we wanted to do, or what he thought we should do, and I said, look, we got you for the lead, but you're welcome to do whatever you want, George. You've been this in a long time. Obviously, you know what you're doing, and then that was a finished project, which is funny, because at the very end, I said to him, I texted him and said, hey, what did you really think of the song? And he said, oh, it was a really fun song to play. And he says, I overplayed it, so use what you want and get rid of what you don't want. And that's the version. But yeah, there's a version out there that he played a lot on the song. we dialed it down a little bit, but he was so gracious and so nice, and he got exactly what I wanted out of it.
Yeah,
that's outstanding.
Sounds great.
Sammy, we've known each other for quite a while now. We've been doing this show for 17 years, and you've been on a couple of times. Yep. But tell our listeners who aren't familiar with Red Reign, give us a condensed version of the story of Red Reign.
So we're a band out of Richmond, Virginia. Bubba McMichael, who's our singer, and also a co-founder of Red Reign. Bubba and I really founded Red Reign. We had decided, we had played in cover bands together, and we had just decided there were some songs that he had written that, let me back up. We were in a band that did half covers and half originals. And Bubba had written a song that I just couldn't get out of my head. And we'd kind of split our separate ways, but Bubba and I stayed together. And I just couldn't get this out of my head, so I called Bubba. I said, look, let's just you and I go in the studio, because he could play bass and sing and guitar. And then out of luck, we picked up Larry Moore, so that was a three-piece, and we just worked on this song. And we were three-piece for about a year, and that song ended up being split into two, which was the title track, Red Rain, off the first EP, and Not That Way. So that song is what we could get it. And then as we progressed, we picked up Stevie, which was a great pickup, and that's how the band formed basically in 2016, right before we went into the studio to record the first EP with David Ivory. And from that point on, we have taken off and played with some of the bigger boys, and we've just enjoyed the ride so far. Nice.
So was there any change to your writing and recording process for this for a whole album compared to your that EP you put out in 2016?
Well, I think for us, Bubba, obviously when COVID hit, it shut down the world.
Yeah.
And the only positive thing, like you can think of, is which was obviously was not a lot of positive stuff, but it gave Bubba a chance to kind of sit down and write lyrics that instead of kind of rushing it, we had time and get him to sort of get the songs where he wanted them, and then when we did get together, Stevie added his parts and Larry added his parts, and I did some of my drum parts, and yeah, it was really more of a well thought out longer process with the lyrics, and it really shows on this album. I think Bubba's writing really matured. Not that it was bad in the first place, but if you listen to the first EP to this one, I mean, these words are a little more hard hitting. So,
definitely,
it's a great album. Yeah.
Earlier, Sammy, you were talking about over the years, you've shared the stage with some pretty big names: Tesla, Doc, and Extreme, Jacka, Lita Ford, just to name a few. Yeah. What have you guys taken away from working with some of the biggest artists to come out of the 1980s?
I tell you, everybody had been so nice to us. And that sounds funny because you always hear, you read something. We did an interview that everybody was just so nice to us, very welcoming. We did one show with Lita, and she was we got to meet her for a couple minutes, very nice. But really, what was really interesting is when we got on the first tour with Tesla in 2017, and those guys were just, you say regular guys, but they were just really nice. They walk by you, they start talking to you. A couple guys came in the dressing room and sat down with us, and it's very comforting. And our thing is, or for any band that we were coming up to do, I always felt like, look, you don't want to be that guy that's like, oh my God, there's so and so in the corner, and you're shaking, and because you got to feel like. You have to have that feeling like, what, we deserve to be here, we should be here, let's just be professional, and we're all the same. But, deep down you're like, oh my God, that's Jeff Keith from Tesla,
Yeah.
But you can't. But everybody we played with was so nice. And one of the greatest experience I had was with Extreme. So they were really way over gracious. So I can't say enough things about them.
Sweet. Now, I checked out your video for Here I Am, and it starts with a message, mental health message, and the video and the song works, focuses on the mental health kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And that's a really cool message. And whose idea was it for the video?
So this is our second video. We worked with Aesthesis Productions, Tim and Monica, who did the actual first Red Rain video we did. We had a bit of an idea. I knew I gave them the idea. I think my idea was to have the message in the front and the back.
Mm-hmm.
Their idea was to hold up the signs. And basically, 10, I think it was, if I have this right, 10, and I say negative, but 10, I'll use negative for this one, like 10 negative, like, I want to die, or, I'm not worthy enough or something. And then 10 positive, I want to live, I want to, I am worthy, that stuff. And they did such an unbelievable job with the video.
Yeah.
And the great thing is even though we're in the video, you see that it's not like a lot of lighting or a lot of concert type thing. It's really we're really more of the background with that sort of mood lighting and that was all their idea. I mean, so they really hit that one out of the park. We're very excited about that one, and it's a powerful message.
Yeah, definitely, and a good one, which is nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Now,
listen, somebody's always got to reach out for help, you know. And I know there's people there that will help, and I think that's the hardest part is not getting somebody to help; it's asking somebody for help.
Amen to that. Yeah.
Yep.
Now, Sammy, I had read that you guys were looking forward to touring with this new record. Now, is that going to be more regional East Coast stuff, or are you going to branch out more over the country?
Well, that's a great question, and if anybody's listening, we'll go wherever you want us to go. So
Okay.
we're not shy about that. But generally, we just we got to go where we can get to a tour that works for us. So the plan is to really buckle down probably after the album's released and start mapping out 2024 shows, where to go, who to go with, and so on. But that's a conversation we're going to be having here real soon.
I know. I thought when you were out on that Tesla tour, you stopped in Michigan. The next show was in Madison, Wisconsin, and I thought we were going to get to see you, but your runs ended in Michigan.
It did. Well, it ended in Michigan for a couple of days. We drove back to Richmond, and then 2 days later we drove back to Pennsylvania with them, and then our tour ended in Richmond with them.
Yeah.
So it was a nice homecoming. But yeah, I don't know why we didn't have the Wisconsin. I don't know if it was already booked up, or I don't remember the story, but it would have been nice.
Yeah, it would have been cool.
Yeah, definitely. So, what band or song first inspired you to, want to play the drums and want to be in a band and go through all this crazy stuff?
Van Halen.
Nice.
Alex Van Halen. Yep, David Lee Roth.
Nice.
Only band. I mean, that's my band. Since I was when I was 10 years old, a buddy of mine put on "Running with the Devil."
Ooh,
and
nice.
I was hooked from that. That album just hooked me from day one. So that's my go-to.
That's nice.
Yeah. So that would be that's about the only answer I can give you.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Now, earlier, Sammy, I'd asked, we had talked about some of the bands that you've shared a stage with. Is there anyone out there that you would be your ultimate show for you and the band to share the stage with?
That's out there now, or
you can't say Van Halen.
Obviously, I was going to say, obviously it's been Van Halen.
We'd all like to see another Van Halen show.
Yeah. Oh, my God, would we? Who's out there now? I mean, you know what? I mean, anybody who would let us play will play. But what band would I love to? I mean, God, there's so many. I mean, like, honestly, who wouldn't want to open for Iron Maiden?
Oh man,
just
Maiden, the
the
size of that, yeah.
Priest, obviously, Judas Priest. I mean, those are some, but I mean, anybody, we'll go with anybody. As long as they're willing to have us, we'll go.
Nice.
Oh, and I forgot to say Van Halen, sorry.
Nice.
You want to go out and play with Mammoth? WVH?
I'd play with Mammoth. And I'll tell you another thing. I'd play with the Circle. I'd play with Sammy Hagar and all of them.
Exactly.
And I would love that. I mean, that's a superstar band as well. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we're not shy about playing with anybody. Trust me. We'll, all somebody's got to do is call us. That's all we're asking for.
Nice. Now, the title track, the song "Don't Look Back," has a lot going for it because you got Stevie Shred on guitar, and you got George Lynch contributing and everything.
Right.
But you think that song could have went to another level by adding some cowbell? Just a few of those in there, just to break up everything. And
you know what? I swear, I think you're in the room with us because that's a running joke. It really is. I mean, it is with everybody, the more cowbell. But my wife is always pounding me, you need cowbell in the band. I'm like, I'm not playing a cowbell.
Yeah, man, it's metal.
I had a bad experience with a cowbell. That's the problem.
I was run over by a cow.
Well, almost. But no, I was playing a show. This was in high school, and I had a cowbell that was latched to my bass drum. But, I play double bass. But so I had the latched on over my right knee, sort of, and technically I'm not even the greatest drummer out close to it, but so I just hit everything hard, and I was beating the crap out of this cowbell, and every time it kept falling off and cutting my knee. And I'm like, the hell with this thing. So I just picked it up and threw it behind the curtain, and I don't even know what happened to that cowbell. Somebody did something. But so no, it may have helped, but I'm not sure I'd be the one playing it.
Okay.
All right. Now we're really looking forward to hearing the whole full-length album, and we want to know, where is the best place to get your Red Rain music, and will there be physical copies of this release?
There is physical copies,
like some vinyl.
Right now on vinyl. Yep.
Awesome.
Matter of fact, any day my copy's coming in, and I'm gonna be so excited about this. But right now, before next Friday, the only thing you can go to Deco Entertainment, and they're selling packages, either CDs or vinyl. We have vinyl.
Sweet.
And that's Deco Entertainment. And as soon as and we have on our sites where you can go, sign up for that. Pre-sales are going on now, and so far it seems to be doing very well. So we're very excited about that. But it's Red Rain Band, REIGN Band.com. That's our website, and then Facebook and all the socials are Red Rain Band, and then Deco Entertainment as well.
Sweet.
Outstanding. I'm excited about vinyl. Yeah,
definitely.
That's awesome. So your socials, you're everywhere on social media?
Yep, everywhere on social media. And if you Google, obviously if you go to YouTube, there's the 3 videos we did, which were Don't Look Back, Here I Am, and Now No Peace, No Love. Mm-hmm. Those are out there. There's some old footage of us live with Tesla, with Extreme. Got some live videos, some of the old videos that we did, so you can look at that to see what we do. And if not, then go to Deco Entertainment and buy yourself the vinyl.
Sweet.
We're very excited about that.
That is outstanding. Sweet. Well, Sammy, we appreciate you coming on the show. We wish you nothing but success with this new album. And we're going to play the title track out of this interview.
Yeah.
This is Don't Look Back from Red Rain. And Sammy, you're always welcome back here on Rock and Metal Revival.
Red, Jerry, thank you so much. I love talking to you guys. So, I'd love to come back. But if you ever need anything from the band, please let me or Chip know, and we'll always be there for you guys. Thanks for spreading the word of the band.